Welcome to Grown Men Chopping It Up with J.R. Ryder and Carrie with the K. This is a grown-up place for grown-up talk. Put the kids to bed and crank up the volume. And let's get to it.
So today we have a special guest, and your name is, what's your name?
My name is Miss K.
So this is a semi serious show. So we're normally joking and laughing, but you have expertise in dealing with kids, right?
Yes.
You've dealt with kids for a while.
Yes.
Okay. So, we're going to talk about a few things dealing with kids, try to help somebody out.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
So, my son was on the show, and he talked about dating nowadays, and that Facebook and Instagram and things like that were, like, really, really important.
Okay.
And that they could floss on Instagram, and that's how they get girls.
Okay.
So, when you see with the little kids today, how important is social media to them?
I think social media plays a huge part in their relationships. Like, I follow some of my students just to see what they're doing, and they'll have the lock and key emoji and the ring, which means that they're booed up or they're wiped up or whatever they want to call it. And they love putting that in their, their title, their headline, or whatever it is. But it's there. So you know that they're taken or they're not taken or they're single. So they make it really clear how important the relationship status definitely is on Instagram especially.
What age group do you kind of deal with?
So I'm working with kids aged 11 to 15.
And do you think that's too early to date?
I think it is. But they're just so fast and they just want to be adults so quickly, and they don't understand what it really means to be an adult. But they definitely want to do adult things.
So to the parents who think that their kids are little angels, what are some of the little dating things you see on a daily basis that some parents would be probably shocked to know about their little angels?
Oh my good. Well, I mean, you should definitely pop up at the school site. You might see your student, your child, walking hand in hand with someone or kissing in the corner, or maybe even come during class time. They might be ditching their class.
That you actually, they're holding hands and kissing at this age?
Yes.
Wow.
6th, 7th, and 8th grade.
Sixth grade?
Is what I'm talking about.
Kissing.
I have a little 6th grader that has a little boyfriend, and she'll be waiting for him when lunchtime starts, or he'll look at me and ask me, where's such and such? And I'll say, I don't know. Why? And then I'll call the situation for what it is. Is that your girlfriend? And then they get all bashful and shy. How do you know? Because I know everything.
Wow. In middle school, did you have any boyfriend or any experience with dating?
No. There were boys I had crushes on and would play tag with and run from them and hope they would chase me, but no.
I remember my experience with dating in middle school was pretty pathetic. At my school, we had like recess. And we had 2 of them. So you would go to class for a certain amount of time, then you go to recess, then you go to class for a certain more time, and then you had another one.
Right.
So on this one, I asked this girl to be my girlfriend. I can't remember her name. I want to say Claudia, but I don't know if that's true. And I asked her to be my girlfriend on one of the PE thing, right?
Right.
And so then I went back to class. She said yes. I'm all happy. I'm juiced. I got a girlfriend. I start writing her a letter, and I start folding it. You know how you fold it into the little thing?
Right.
Yeah, you make a little arrow out of it.
Right.
So I'm folding it into the arrow, and I just can't wait to see her again because I got a girlfriend. I'm pumped. So she hands me one at the next one, and she broke up with me. And I was totally devastated. That was like the shortest relationship I ever had. It was just basically one period.
Right.
and she broke up with me, and I just was like devastated. And so that was one experience. And the other one was I used to hang with the kids that were 1 grade older than me.
Okay.
So all my friends were the 1 grade over. So I was part of the cool crowd because they looked down on everybody else. So I didn't really have any friends in my own grade. And there was the one black girl, so it was like a mixed group. It looked like the what's that brand of clothes where it has all the different races of people?
Oh gosh.
Benetton. Oh, well, whatever. Okay. You know what I mean? They got the black people and the white people. So yeah, my crew looked like that. It was white guy, Asian guy, Mexican girl, white girl, white girl. It was one black guy, me, and one black girl, her. So everybody thought that we would end up dating, which we never did. She didn't even like me. Or even knew I existed. So I remember that. That was my experience with. But it seems like, what about being gay and lesbian at this early stage in the game?
Oh wow.
Is there any do you see any of that? Girls holding hands and
yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Oh, I have 12 years in, so I can tell you a lot of things, but I'll focus on this year because I'll get a little distracted. So we have the GSA club now. They're really big on promoting that.
What's
year,
GSA?
Gay Straight Alliance.
In middle school.
Yes. They really want us to make it big in middle school. They're having us pass out condoms in middle school now.
Wait.
So
hold on.
I'm gonna back it up.
Wait. My mind has just got blown.
Okay.
There is a special group for gay middle school kids.
Yes. Yes.
I don't believe it.
Yes.
Okay, so they
yes.
Okay. So and you're passing out condoms.
This year, yes, it's a new initiative where in middle school, certain staff have been trained to pass out condoms. Yes.
How do you be trained to pass out condoms?
Well, we've had part one of the training. They haven't given us the second part where we learned. I had to sit there with an actual wooden dildo.
Okay.
And put the condoms on the dildo. They showed us all the lubes. They said, "Oh, if you want flavored lube," I was like, "Wait a second. I work in middle school."
Middle school? They teaching girls to give.
Hey, there were
boys?
dental dams in the packet. There were let me. Okay.
Okay, keep going.
I'm telling you the truth. So everything was in the kit. I got this.
So you give the kit to give the kids?
I got the kit, and so if a kid comes to me and says that they want to access,
suck some dick,
if they want to access sensitive services, if they want to have sex or whatever, and the parents do not have to be notified.
Oh, so you don't have to. So if the kid says, "Hey, I feel like sucking some dick at PE."
Yeah. Well, not at PE.
But is there anything you can do to help me out? Well, here goes some dental dam and some condoms and some flavored shit.
I'm not supposed to turn them away.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty deep.
It's very.
It's deep. Blowing my mind.
Yeah.
Okay, so so as far as gay,
yes.
Do you think it's more? Do you think it's like trendy? Do you think that these kids are actually gay? What do you think?
With my boys, I absolutely think they're gay, and they are. There's several that I work with,
and they're gay.
They're gay. One, it was so funny. One graduated, and now in high school, he's completely out. First, he was just like
super kind of gay.
I like girls too, and now he's like, no, I just like boys.
I just want penis.
And I like hair. He likes wigs and weaves, so he would love talking to me to see what kind of weave I was wearing.
Right.
What? Yes.
Is that a Malaysian Indian?
Yes.
No.
You need to get your eyebrows done. He would tell me. I'm like, excuse me.
Yeah, he gayer than you straight.
Yes.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
I remember picking up my daughter from school. And I would see little girls, holding hands, and they would say, but and it's trendy to be like my wife, for the little kids, the young kids to be like my wife, I'm married to her, and those kind of things. That seemed trendy, but the little boys was always like, crazy to me. Mm-hmm. I was having this talk with somebody the other day, and I was like, I think they're too young to label themselves because they still haven't even been through enough. Mm-hmm. It's like if a little boy is 12 and he says, I don't date black women. He's a little black boy. He'd be like, I don't want to date black women. It's like you haven't even dated enough to even know not to like black women.
Right.
And I think that's, but then what the person was saying to me was that sometimes you just know.
Yes.
And I'm like, wow.
And what the boys will do, what I found in the decade plus that I've done this, is the boys will start off saying they're bisexual. They'll say they're bisexual, and then eventually they will admit to being gay or having, just liking boys.
Wow.
They always have a lovely group of girlfriends, that they hang out with, but they start off as saying they're bisexual, and then they move into, okay, I'm gay. I know this.
So when I was in college, I took a course called Sex Differences.
Okay.
It was a psychology class. totally different than what I thought it was going to be. I was totally surprised when I got into it. I'm like, sex differences? That sounds way better than Psych 101.
Okay.
So, but what it was it was a whole class trying to prove that being gay was not a choice, that it was genetic. Mm-hmm. So we would have these discussions in class about, it's a choice. I always felt like it was a choice. And they were saying that sometimes somebody could be born with too many X's or too many Y's, and so their identity kind of gets messed up. How do you feel about that? Do you think being gay is a choice, or do you think it's genetic?
I don't know. I'm on the fence. I can't say that it's genetic. I really don't know about that.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm like, who would choose to be gay? But then I don't know. I just know that there are
people that identify.
Some boys and girls that'll quickly identify with, I don't like this body I'm in. I feel like I'm this. I feel like I'm that. I want to be with the same sex. That's what I'm attracted to. And it's hard to explain.
So I'm like this. I do believe it, but then it's like I believe it's a choice at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Because we've all had that girl in school who was a little more tomboyish, yes, right?
For sure.
Maybe she has some little tougher features, and she either chose to be straight or gay.
Right.
I mean, the girl wasn't necessarily gay because she had the tougher features.
No.
And we've always had the boy that was a little more feminine.
Yes.
And they don't always turn out to be gay.
No, not at all.
So I think it's a choice. When it comes to too many X's and Y's and Z's and stuff like that, mm-hmm. I think if you're a hermaphrodite, however you pronounce it. Yeah, that. You're born with both.
Yes.
That right there, okay, I get. But if you're a little more manly, or if you're a little less manly, mm-hmm. or if you're a little more feminine or less feminine, you still have a choice at the end of the day.
You do.
I know this guy, well, if you talk to him, you would think he gay.
Okay.
Like everything about him says gay. He dresses nice. He has his beard. Everything is cut nice. Mm-hmm. And he's married with 3-4 kids. And I thought he was gay until I seen the wife. I was like, oh, mm-hmm. Okay. But he's straight. He's making that choice.
Right.
Just because he has the attributes of what we would consider. But we can't even say that.
I was going to say, because he could have a wife and all these kids and still be gay.
Well, true. Because now, here goes another story. I said it on an earlier podcast. I was in Atlanta. My boy, he was like, he was trying, I was telling him, okay, a couple things happened. I was at the hotel. I checked in, and the dude that behind the counter was like, he was holding my license, and he was like, "Oh, you from Cali?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm from Cali." He looked like a regular dude to me, Mm-hmm. And he was like, "Yeah, okay. I got family out there." I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. I'm out here for 9 days, whatever. I'm kicking it, blah blah blah." He like, "Oh, okay," and then he was like, yeah, we should hang out. And so at first I took it like, oh my nigga, we gonna be
let's go hang out.
No. He was like, you kind of cute.
Oh.
Okay, red flag. No, we shouldn't hang out.
No.
And please give me my ID back.
Yes.
But he was getting at me.
Mm-hmm.
But if you looked at him, he looked like a regular dude.
Right.
I mean, I would have never knew that he was gay. Mm-hmm. And so that was one experience. Second one, my boy drove me by this club, and it was packed, and we were waiting at the light. And I was like, damn, why we ain't going over there? It was a long ass line outside. I'm looking at the dudes. I'm like, okay, because I was looking at how I was dressed and how they was dressed. Like, could I get in?
Right.
Because I had on Timbs, some jeans, and a shirt, and they had on Timbs, jeans, leather coat. I'm like, oh shit, them niggas is dressed like me.
Okay.
Let's go. And he started laughing. I'm like, what? He's like, dude, what do you not see in that line? And I'm looking. And it ain't no girls.
No women.
But it's all dudes. But they look like regular niggas. Like boots, fades, baseball hats, like guns. They look like the whole thing. And I'm like, oh. So, I mean, you're right. It could be, I guess that's where the whole down low brother thing come from.
Yep.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's just the whole, that young being gay. They haven't even given themselves time to realize what they...
But look at how early in the district that I work for, they promote it. Like, they're promoting books where they're talking about two bear parents that are both males or two female parents that are both alligators. You're reading these books in elementary school, and then in middle school we get to the passing out the condoms and the GSAs and so look at how it's being introduced to them, even if they're not even ready for it. A lot of my kids aren't ready for this information.
Yeah.
But we have to give it. Yeah. And then what? Mm-hmm. Then kids are like open to options that maybe they even think about or they don't want to, and then they're like, oh, well, maybe I am gay.
Oh, yeah, because maybe I'm just not comfortable.
Right.
But now that you've given me some, it's just kind of like when I think people keep diagnosing kids with stuff. Uh-huh. It's like, maybe I'm just a little badass kid.
Right.
But you're saying that I'm
OCD. Or I'm opposition defiant.
Or I'm bipolar.
Right.
Well, I am those things now.
Right, because you've labeled it.
Because you've given to me. Where I had, what do you call it? ACD or whatever, couldn't sit down.
ADHD?
Yeah, my mom cured it without medicine. It was called it was a left hook. And that cured it really fast. And the only side effect was a black eye. Or I learned how to duck.
Right.
And there was no medicine needed. No copay, no nothing. And I think sometimes that's what them kids need.
Absolutely. Some discipline.
But I just think, man, so if as a parent, what should you look out for? I mean, if my kid can go to school,
yes,
get some flavored condoms,
yep,
suck some dick,
yes,
with the dental dams,
yes,
that's ridiculous.
It's outrageous.
Wow.
Read your parent handbooks.
Okay.
Because they say, oh, it's in the handbook. And a lot of these parents don't read that crap.
Right.
You gotta read it.
I never read a handbook.
Or come to the school and ask the counselors or the whoever questions.
Yeah, a lot of people feel like their kids are too young and they don't deal with this stuff.
Right, they do.
Yeah, and they're just thinking, well, I mean, what's the earliest middle school? How old?
So 11. Sometimes we have them come in at 10, and then they'll turn 11.
Right. If you got a 10-year-old, you never think to tell them, hey, this is not right, or this is right, because if they're, like you said, if they're 10 turning 11, what's the oldest?
15.
Right, 15. It could be 15 turning 16.
And then we could try to get them up out by that time, yeah.
Right, so you could have a 15 birthday later.
Right.
They could actually be 16 and 11-year-old.
Right.
So that's a huge difference in the same school.
Yeah.
Wow. And 16.
They wouldn't be in middle school at 16. They'd be out. 15 is really cutting it close.
Okay, 15. So 15 and 11 is still major.
It's still a major age, yeah.
That's a major difference.
Right.
And they could still be exposing. 15 could be exposing 11 to sucking my dick with flavored lube.
That's why you need to talk to your.
You have to talk to these little kids.
Talk to your kids every day. How was your day? What happened at school?
Right.
Read the paperwork that the school is sending home. Don't just trash it because it could be important information.
But you need to have that talk with them going into middle school.
Right. You do.
You can't wait.
And you need to come make yourself visible at the middle school, get to know who the counselors are, social worker if you have one, principal, and know what the vibe of the school is so that you know who you're dealing with.
Right, because like you just said, a lot of parents probably don't realize that their kids could be exposed to kids who are already advanced. So it has nothing to do. You could have a good kid, but at 10 and 11 and 12, you're just trying to fit in.
Yes.
You don't even have a personality yet.
Right.
Right? Mm-hmm. And so you do look up to kids.
You do.
And so if little Tina has been giving blowjobs in the bathroom at lunch and it's fun, oh, you don't want to be cool?
Right.
That's fucked up.
Yes.
Wow. I never thought about that. What about sex? Are they actually having sex in middle school?
Yes. Yes. I have boys come to me telling me that they wear beyond 7 condoms and this and that and the other. And
what's beyond 7?
Because they're beyond 7 inches.
What?
Yeah.
They are bragging that I'm rocking the beyond 7 condoms.
Yes, they will come up to me and say, Miss K, I've got that. You got that beyond 7 for me?
Oh my God. They were saying, hey, you got that beyond 7?
Yes.
And that's an actual condom?
Yes. He showed it to me. Because he told me what to bring next time in my kit or what to ask for.
We used to say the magnums.
Right. No. This particular child is telling me beyond 7.
Wow. And how old was he? I know you
He
can't.
is 13.
Wow.
Yeah.
So if your little 12-year-old innocent Lisa
Yes.
is at the school and she has a crush on Beyond 7 and he's playing, hey, look, this is what we do.
Yes.
You know?
Yep.
Wow.
And that's exactly what he would say.
I'm just flabbergasted.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're actually doing the nasty.
Yes.
Do you think that the boys are more advanced at this age or the girls?
I think it's pretty much equal. I mean, I've had a 7th grade girl back when I was in another district get an abortion.
Shit.
So it's real out here.
Wow.
And it's sensitive services, and actually we're required in my district to, if they have a note to go to a clinic for any sensitive service, because when you're 12 and over, your child can go to Planned Parenthood and receive services. You need to, parents need to know the age limits in California of what kids can do in terms of their, their sexual reproductive health.
Right.
It's serious.
That is serious.
No consent. Parent don't need to know.
Ooh.
Confidential, because it's their body.
And they never knew. Parent never knew.
Dad did not know. Single dad raising this girl, he didn't know.
Think he got a good girl. She on an honor roll.
Yes.
And she sucking dicks.
Well,
Damn. So the boys versus the girls at that age.
I think they're pretty even. I can't even say one is ahead of the other. They're both, I can't.
Yeah.
That would be unfair of me.
Yeah, because they say women mature faster than
Yeah. So
men.
these girls know what they're doing. They love having thick hips. I've had girls 6th grade. I need to get a tummy tuck, Miss Down.
Wow. They're that image conscious that they're talking about tummy tucks?
Yes. Wanting to have big hips, big thighs, being thick. The ones that are skinny don't want to be skinny. The ones that are a little thicker want to be a little slimmer, but a flat stomach, and they'll keep their thighs and butt.
Oh, God. Oh, I'm finna go whoop my daughter now. Oh, wait, she's too old. Okay. She made it through those things. What's one of the craziest sexual stories you've heard? I mean, you ain't got to be specific. Just, I mean, the Beyond 7 is that is crazy to me.
Yeah. I can't even say it's a sexual story.
Okay.
When I worked in another district, I had a student, and it's a more serious issue, that she was both districts actually, sexually exploited minor. So she's out there on the street selling her body. Had a pimp.
Whoa. Yeah, I know a story too of this girl, and she was young like that, and she was out there and finally got away. Mm-hmm. Damn. Yeah, you gotta watch them kids.
Absolutely.
That's fucking bananas. So some of this stuff is their first sexual experiences, and it shapes them for the rest of their life.
Yes.
So you got your little baby or your little son, and he's exposed to something. And I think that as little boys, sometimes the parents kind of, brush it under the thing. Like, oh, it's boys being boys.
Yeah.
But if they're doing, like, if he's coming up asking for, 7, Beyond 7.
Yeah.
Something has happened to him.
Right.
That he has been exposed to that.
That's what there's a history behind these kids. Like this kid that I'm talking about, Beyond 7, he's a foster child. Uh-huh. So there's other issues beyond, you know what I mean?
But something happened to him.
And that's what I mean. He's in foster care because of something that happened in his young childhood. Right.
Something happened where it made him. So sometimes when these kids are wilding out like that, it's other issues underneath it that need to be addressed. Yeah, because if you are talking like that, somebody has talked like that to you.
Yes.
Or somebody has shown you something that you probably shouldn't have been exposed to.
Absolutely.
Wow. What up with the mental health aspect of this? Like, if they're this young and they're being exposed to this sexual stuff, how does that affect them later on?
I mean, if they don't receive any mental health services and work through these issues and work through and have the honest conversation, then it could be, they could grow up and it could be really, really bad. Yeah. And then like this Beyond 7, he has a therapist. He has a therapist. He has an occupational therapist. He has a case manager. He has a PO. He got a whole bunch of stuff going on, but he's learned to manipulate those systems.
Right. But don't the parents a lot of time be in denial behind this?
Oh, yes. Oh, my child. Don't tell my business. Yes. Yeah. They don't want their business.
So if you listening to this podcast and you got a child that's 11 years old, have the sex talk with them.
Please.
But have the real sex talk.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like my kids used to call me the preacher. Because I would lock their ass in the car and we'd go on a long ride. And by the time I get through talking, they be all asleep. I'm going to talk y'all to sleep.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell y'all about everything possible.
Yes.
And you can't sugarcoat it. Because your little middle school daughter is being exposed to beyond 7.
Right. They are. And I've actually had girls in my office just yesterday tell me, I didn't know I had a hole. I don't even look down there. So they're saying these things. Like I said, but you said this. You didn't know. So they're saying sexual things, not even knowing their bodies yet or knowing what's there.
Right. Didn't know they had a hole?
Yes, told me. I didn't know. I don't look down there. And I said, but you just said, you say the most profane things, but you didn't know you had a hole?
Uh-huh.
Well, I don't know what that means. Really?
Right. Oh, yeah, because they're singing the songs.
Yeah.
Or they're just following.
Or they're just saying things other kids say.
Right. Okay.
And they're really still young, naive kids.
Right. They're babies.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm just still sitting here with my mouth open thinking about the young kids being gay before they even don't even know. Do any of the I remember that the girls in my middle school dated high school boys.
Uh-huh.
Do you see any of that going on?
A lot of the 8th grade girls, ones with the mature, they don't want these little middle school boys. They definitely want high school boys. That was happening when the girl that got pregnant, it was a high school boy.
Wow. That is mind blowing.
They want somebody with a car or access to a car. They want those things.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember that always used to go on. I remember all the little girls, the ones that were kind of developed, they all had dope dealer boyfriends in our era. So the boys would come up to the school in the Mustangs and the drop tops and all this, and we walk into the bus stop trying to share top ramen, and they driving up to the dance or whatever. That's what I'm saying, man. These parents, they need to get on it.
Step up.
What about did anybody have any kids? Have you dealt with middle school pregnancy?
I have not had anyone carry out a pregnancy in my tenure no, I have not dealt with that.
Wow.
No.
Yeah, no, I never did that. How do you, if you were to give a formula for a parent to help their little girl become a woman, how should they do it? Like, what can they do to get her ready for middle school? Like, what are some of the, I don't know, just think off the top.
I would say definitely be close with your daughter.
Uh-huh.
Parents, father, mother, if you're separated, both please be involved in the situation.
Uh-huh.
Your daughter definitely needs to be, like I saw this thing on Facebook where this guy had his little daughter in the mirror and he was telling her to say I am beautiful, I am smart. Those things need to happen.
What they call that, self something.
Yeah.
I forgot what it's called, but affirmation?
Yes.
Okay.
So those affirmations need to happen. You need to be telling your daughters that you love them, that they're beautiful, and you know what I mean? That they're worthy of everything, and they shouldn't accept anything less than what they deserve. They need to have confidence. 'Cause a lot of these girls have low self-esteem. They don't love themselves, and they're looking for love. They want to be hugged.
Mm-hmm.
They just want to feel good. And they look for that in the wrong places. But if they come into middle school with, my daddy loves me, mama love, what are you talking about? Get away from me. And get them in sports. They need to be in activities.
Right.
They don't need to come home and play videos and watch video games. They need to be playing some sports, karate. There's so many different after school programs. Get them involved and keep them involved.
Right. And that's one thing, I tried to do those things. My daughter played in 2 basketball leagues all the way growing up. Yeah. And she I always used to take her to nice restaurants. Yeah. So to like impress my daughter, I feel sorry for the dudes when she tries to date because I've spoiled her. Mm-hmm. Like if she ever wanted something, I mean, she had a cell phone when she was like 11.
Okay.
So she knew that if she does good grades and act right, she can get whatever from me. Mm-hmm. So she's always been a very good kid. Right. And I always tell her that she's beautiful. We always take pictures together. I'm always posting our selfies. I take her, we've been to nice restaurants. Mm-hmm. And that was my key. I want to take her to nice places so no dude can come up and take her to Denny's and think he doing something.
Exactly.
Like, nah, we go to... we don't even mess with Denny's. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like, we passed Denny's. I wanted her to have that kind of attitude, but you're right. Those are the things that you got to give them.
Right.
So that they're ready. My daughter's so game tight that she talk about other people's relationships, and I be just looking at her like, damn, you own it.
Yeah.
Like, but I never sugarcoated it either.
Right. You have to give it to them real, because otherwise some little dumb 12-year-old is going to give it to them with some stupid realness.
Right. So this episode, we had to cut it down a little bit. It's a 2-part. So log in next week to get the other section. Thank you for listening. Until next week. So that concludes our show tonight. We know there's a lot of podcasts you could be listening to.
And should be listening to.
So we thank you for riding with us. I'm J.R. Rydha.
And I'm Carrie with a K. Make sure you look us up on Facebook or Instagram, or get at us on grownmenchoppingitup@gmail.com. That's spelled out GROWNMENCHOPPINGITUP. And remember, everybody kneeling ain't praying.
Peace.